All right, everyone. There is a ton of stuff going on lately in Raid Shadow Legends, so let's jump right to it. And not only do I want to give you guys the news and info today, I also wanted to give you some warnings, especially about the events that we have going on right now. And let's jump right into the new one that we got, which is a summoning event. We've had these summoning events before, and they are all very similar, but this one is specifically going to be for two new champions that we got with Valentine's Day. You'll see it in the news and updates on the left side of your screen. It's the second announcement at the top. True love trumps all. 10 times chance to summon both Coronar and Manaya. Now, this summoning event is specifically for two champions, and they make it really flashy. They've actually got the icon up for all three different types of shards: Ancients, Voids, and Sacreds. However, these events are really easy to fall into the trap of thinking that they are way better than they actually are. Now, I'm not going to flat out tell you guys, don't summon not even a single shard. That's going to be up to you, but I wanted to give you guys the information about how this event works so that hopefully you guys can decide based on how much money you spend, how many resources you have, if summoning on this event is going to be worth it for you, or if it's going to be worth saving for a better event like a ×2 rates event. Now, generally speaking, for most people, I would save for the best summoning event that we have, which is the ×2 rates event, because this event, even though it says times 10 chance of summoning Coronar from Void Shards and Manaya from Ancient and Sacred Shards, the actual chances of getting legendaries or even epics are still exactly the same. So yes, if you do get really, really lucky, you will have a boosted chance of getting these two specific legendaries, but overall, your chance of getting a legendary itself is still going to be exactly the same. So let's take a look at this here. From 9 UTC Friday, February 1st to 9 UTC Tuesday, February 25th, we're giving you a 10 times chance of summoning Coronar from Void Shards and Manaya from Ancient and Sacred Shards. Here's how it works. The chances of summoning legendary champions from Ancient, Void, and Sacred Shards are the same as normal. Very, very important. And this right here is why these events are really flashy and definitely seem very appealing. However, for a lot of people, it's still going to be worth holding off for a ×2 rates event, because then if you save up for those, at least you have a much better chance of getting epics and legendaries. Even though you might not get the very specific ones that you want, for most people, you're not going to have enough legendaries to really try to chase after specific ones. So, these events are generally speaking more catered towards whales or people who are really kind of narrowing down the champions that they're looking for and raid down to specific stuff, because you have to pull an insane amount of shards and you're really trying to get something specific. For most people, it's just not worth it. Now, it's still okay if you want to dabble and summon a few shards, or if you really want to test your luck, that's totally fine. I'm not going to tell you completely not to summon, but it's important to at least have the information out there so that you can make the decisions that you feel are best for you. If you do happen to summon a legendary champion from a Void Shard, you'll have 10 times the chance of getting Coronar compared to any other champion. If you summon a legendary from an Ancient or a Sacred Shard, you'll have 10 times the chance of getting Manaya compared to any other champion. Coronar and Manaya activate special skills for each other when they're on the same team. If you get one, make sure you get the other to unleash the true power. Thanks, Plarium. A lot easier said than done. I know they like to really kind of bundle this together as, it's like the Beauty and the Beast Valentine's summoning event. However, they are two very difficult to get legendary champions, and the amount of luck or the amount of shards that you have to pull in order to get both of these, even with the summoning event going on, is absolutely insane. So do not let the words of Plarium and this actual banner icon deceive you. Even if you pull hundreds or even thousands of shards, your chances of getting both of these champions are very, very low. So I thought that I would mention that. Now, if you want to use an example, how I always like to, visualize these summoning events is you have a bag of marbles. Each legendary champion in the game is one marble, and now with the summoning event, instead of having one marble for these two champions, there's now 10 of them in the bag. But there's still a lot of other marbles that represent every other legendary champion in the game. So even with one of these events going on, you're still very likely to pull another legendary, and you still have to actually get lucky in itself, and it's going to take an average of 200 Void Shards to pull a legendary. Nonetheless, so 199 on average, of the void shards that you pull are still not going to be a legendary. Same for ancients. 199 out of 200 of them are not going to be legendary. You still have to get insanely lucky, and your actual rates and chances of pulling a legendary are not doubled like with one of the ×2 events. And Sacred Shards, of course, a 6% chance, which is about a 1 in 16 to 1 in 17 chance of getting a legendary. So just a quick look at the numbers here. If you guys are interested, I'm not going to spend too long on this. The chance of pulling Corona from Void Shards is approximately 1 in 400. Now, you could get really lucky. You could get really unlucky. That's just the average. And I know for a lot of people, averages don't really seem to mean much for you if you get really lucky or unlucky, but it's still important to kind of have these numbers in the back of your head just so you can kind of know what you're up against. So an average of 1 in 400 voids for Coronar, an average of 1 in 1,500 Ancient Shards for Benaya, or about 1 in 120 Sacred Shards. So if you're looking to not only get one of them, but to get both of them, you're going to need either some insane luck or to pull a ton of shards. So hopefully you guys have this info out there available to you. Now you guys can kind of make that decision. Once again, I'm not going to strictly say don't summon, not even a single shard. If you want to test your luck, maybe do a couple of pulls, that's okay, but I definitely wouldn't go too crazy on this event, especially if you're limited on resources. Absolutely want to be saving up for those double rates events instead. So that's pretty much everything related to the actual new summoning event that we have going on right now. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about actually was up on the news and announcements, but it looks like they took it down. They moved the fusion up to the top, which I'll talk about in a second, but there's been a lot of discussion going around about all of the maintenance, raid maintenance legends, the ×10 maintenance event that we seem to have. It's been absolutely crazy. For a few days, it really seemed like the game was completely unplayable, and that includes myself. I know me, I've been very busy. I work pretty much full-time. I take classes, I work on YouTube videos. I only have a few hours here and there at very specific times to actually play Raid Shadow Legends, which is one reason why, you know, it's been taking me a long time to do a lot of stuff in the game that, you know, a lot of other YouTubers have done a long time ago. But, you know, when the game is down for maintenance during certain periods of time, and those are the only times that you have available to play, it's really unfortunate. And they recently announced that there would be compensation given for all the downtime and issues that there have been in Raid Shadow Legends. And they took the in-game announcement away, but they still actually have it up on Discord. And this is coming from Valkyrie from the official Raid Shadow Legends Discord server. Hi guys and girls, things have been rough for us lately. We do understand that we've had several problems, and that's our fault. This is why we want to compensate for all the inconveniences you have met, to apologize for the problems, or giving the compensation to the players who had logged into the game for the past 3 days. 100 gems, 1 day, 100% experience boost, 1 million silver, and 3 rank 3 chickens. Now, there has been a lot of discussion about this compensation. A lot of people feel like for the amount of issues that the game has had, the amount of downtime, the sheer amount of maintenances, that this has been an incredibly underwhelming compensation, especially considering that there have been a large number of people who have been completely locked out of their accounts, not able to log in. They've been missing out on the fusion, which I'll get to in a little bit because there are some updates with the fusion going on. But just overall, for the amount of issues, I think a lot of people feel like this compensation has really been a slap to the face. Now, this is just kind of what I've seen from the community reaction, taking a look at the Discord, other message boards, people in my Discord, other people that I know, people that I don't know. You know, this is just the overall general community response. If you guys want to let me know in the comment section of the video, how do you guys feel about this compensation, especially considering the problems that we've had, definitely feel free to let me know. But that's what we got. So, I mean, hey, there you have it. So now going back to the actual fusion news, because we do have some updates. If you go to the news section, you will see here new fusion champion prolonged. So they actually bumped it back up to the top, and they did end up extending the fusion that we have going on. Now I want to talk about this because there's a couple of important notes about this. Now, yes, if you actually go to the fusion, you will see that it has been extended. It's back above 2 weeks. So that's cool. That's nice. You know, there's a lot going on in this fusion. Not only the legendary champion itself, there's just a lot of other very good champions that you can go for, even if you're not deciding to go for the legendary Rotos himself. But they did make this announcement in the Discord server as well to a lot of the people who have been banned and completely locked out of their accounts. So this is once again coming from Valkyrie and the official Raid Shadow Legends Discord server. guys, I want to let you know that we're going to give the rare champions that are missing to the players who were banned and couldn't get them from the event. So, you know, this is good because I know that a lot of people who have been having issues with their account being banned missed out just quite simply on getting some of the champions that you need for the Fusion. And the way that these Fusion events work, if you are trying to go for Rotos and you miss out on one of these rares, your options at that point are either to completely skip out on the Fusion or to try to get really lucky from your shard pulls and try to get a copy of that rare champion. You know, that's pretty much it. And considering a lot of the rare champions for this Fusion are new champions, it really sucks if you miss out. That's why it's another reason, if you guys are going for these Fusion events, to definitely keep an eye on these calendars, because you want to be aware of what events are going on. And if you do miss out on these champions, it really makes it difficult. Your options become very difficult at that point forward. Now, I wanted to talk about this because I've heard they've been giving champions like Mystic Hands to people who missed out on some of the events, but the problem is they aren't actually extending the other events that are going on in the actual Fusion itself. And the really big one that I feel like they absolutely 1000% need to extend, especially for the people who have been having problems logging in and who have been banned, is the champion training event, because we've only got a little less than 3 days left. A lot of people haven't been able to log in at all, and now getting 30,000 points for this champion training event in 3 days or so, it's just unrealistic. You know, it's really a pain. This champion training event's probably been the worst one for all the Fusion events, because it really feels like we need to get it for these 18,000 points to get this rare champion. The rewards, besides the actual Fusion champions themselves, are very lackluster, and it's been very limited on time. I've been struggling. You guys can see that I'm not even halfway through it in terms of points, and I've been going pretty hard on this champion training event. So it's cool and all that they extended the Fusion. It's cool that they gave people who were not able to log in some of the champions that they missed out on, but now they need to address some of the other things and increase the duration of the events like the champion training. Now, we do have an insane amount of events going on right now. This is a very easy time to get overwhelmed. I made a video a couple of days ago talking about how we really kind of are at the pinnacle and the peak of the Fusion event going on, and it's going to slowly start to die down now, as today we have 2 events that drop off, and then over the next couple of days, more of these events drop off. So the events that we have ending today are the Dungeon Divers event, which, if you guys have been working on the Fusion in any aspects, you should be making progress on this, whether you're working on dungeons or the campaign. We've also got the Artifact Enhancement event, which I personally need to really grind out tonight, because it does have one of the champions that you need for the Fusion. If you've got the silver, you should be prepared for that one right there. We've got the Arena Assault event, which was a nice one because it was an easier one for the amount of time that we had, really mostly just for the Fusion champion, as well as a little bit of extra energy. And we also have the Summon Rush, another 7,000 point Summon Rush, very similar to the one that we had before. It's got the Reliquary Tender in it, which, if you guys are going for the Fusion, or if you just want another Reliquary Tender because she is an amazing Void rare champion, you only need 1,750 points. Now, I say only, that's still a lot. That's almost 100 Ancient Shards. If you guys have Mystery Shards, that's another option available to you. Maybe even worth some Void Shards, because we do have that summoning event. Void Shards give you a lot of points in comparison to Ancients. I really feel like they need to go back and revisit the amount of points that you get from Shards for these Summon Rushes, because it's been the same ever since the game came out. But you don't need to go all the way to 7,000 points. Don't let that kind of get to your head. If you're just looking for Reliquary Tender, 1,750 Mystery Shards might help you out, and so on and so forth. But we got a couple of days on that, and of course the Giant Champion Training event. We've also got that Dragon Tournament going on as well, and besides that, there's only a couple of events left in the actual Fusion itself. So even though the Fusion has been extended, the last few events that we have after the events that we have going on right now are a second Dungeon Divers event, which starts in a couple of days. And we also have 2 more tournaments. So we have a Fire Knights tournament, which a lot of people are looking forward to because it has Coffin Smasher, which is a very solid new rare champion. And then we have one more Dragon tournament, which is going to end things off. And besides that, that should be all the champions that you need for the Fusion. So, like I said, a lot of stuff to cover in the video today, a lot going on. Let me know what you guys think about everything. Let me know what you guys think about the summoning events, the Fusion being extended, the compensation. If you guys are wondering, am I going to be doing any summons with this event? I might do a few tomorrow, maybe like 30, 40, something along those lines. It definitely won't be anything crazy like when I do the ×2 summoning events, but I might test my luck, kind of dabble and see if, you know, I've got a good streak of luck my way, especially with the summons that I had before, but it won't be going crazy on this event. This is not the event to go crazy for on summons, and, you know, the same goes for me. So with that all being said, though, that is going to be it for the video today. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy this video and you want more videos like this in the future, consider subscribing to the channel. Feel free to leave a like. It helps out a whole bunch, so thank you to all of you guys to do that. And more Raid Shadow Legends videos, guides, tutorials, and all that fun stuff should be popping up on the screen. Feel free to check them out, but if not, until next time, this is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.